Hello, everyone. This is Ali Merchant here from TWT Learning. Today is 20th of May, 2025, and it's about quarter to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, guys, I have changed a little bit of my pattern. I used to do morning pre-market calls. Most of you have suggested me that pre-market calls are difficult for you to watch because of the work and all those things. So what I have decided is I'll be doing a market call in the evening or maybe a little late evening. So at least I give you the update of what has happened and what is likely to happen. So thank you very much for your support. And guys, I will appreciate if you can follow me on YouTube. It will encourage me to do more and more for you. And follow me on my Twitter, follow me on my follow me on my website, twt.com. I will just put it at the end of the slide, at the end of the show. So Palo Alto has actually announced their result, their quarterly result. Adjusted earning 80 cents per share for the quarter ended April 30th, higher than the same quarter last year when the company reported EPS of 66 cents. The mean expectation of 42 analysts for the quarter was earning of 77 cents. So it's higher than that. And you can see the revenue rose to 15%, right? Now let's see what market has done. So let's go to Palo Alto. Right? Now this was the wedge which I defined way back at the earnings, the last earning in February, and this was I posted. My stuff was available on investing.com. So I have put the story on investing.com. Please feel free to go and support me over there. I appreciate that. So guys, what happened after that? We dropped. Now this, to me, it looks like a retest move, and there is a possibility that as long as we remain below 197, 198, and even 200, and we break 188, 187, 186 on the downside, we have room to the downside. Now, what I see here is post-market was 192.66. So let's see how it behaves tomorrow. But I still see the range from, say, 200 to 187. If either side it breaks, but most likely I think it will come down before it goes higher. That is my anticipation. Okay, let me show you what earnings we have tomorrow. So, this week. So let me bring this here. You can see my screen. So tomorrow we have Target and Snowflake. So I'll be covering both of them, and then I'll be looking at the market, how the market looks like, right? So this is tomorrow. We have these two. And during the week, we have Analog Devices and Autodesk and Workday. These are basically, I am very much into technology, so I look at the technology perspective. TD will be also interesting. So we'll see how it goes. So let me just move this here, move this back. Okay, and let's go to Target. Now, Target, from my point of view, this is a strong trend line. This is the weekly chart. There is a strong trend line. We are trading below this trend line since November 2021, and Target has been making higher lows, lower highs, and we are at this juncture. It seems like the key point tomorrow is, or this week, this is the weekly chart. So this week is 94 or 93. We break 93, we have further room on the downside. That's what it looks like. And let's go to Snowflake. Now, Snow is actually, to me, it looks like in a triangular formation. If we fail to break 184, 185 on the top side, this one has more room on the downside, which is like 120. So let's see, fingers crossed. Let's see how it goes. If we break on the top side, then probably we have resistance somewhere around 194, and we can hit 220. It all depends on guidance, earnings, and everything. Now let's go, and I will show you how Dow Jones has been doing. So let's go and let's see Dow Jones. So Dow Jones Index, I did mention this in my previous pre-market calls. Dow Jones broke through this trend line. We are close to this trend line, and as long as this trend line this week contains a at 42, I'll say 43K, we are going to see a nice big correction. Right? Let's look at S&P. No, sorry, S&P is here. This is the one I want to show you. And in the case of S&P, we did open with the price gap last week, right? Now, actually, after the price gap, we are trading inside the previous week's range. That means there is a possibility that we maintain this range for a bit. So we do not go further higher. We maintain this range for a bit. And this range is about 5958, 5960, 5,960 to 5786. So I'll say 5790. So we'll maintain this range for now. And we closed today at 5940. So let's see what happens, right? Let's go to NASDAQ 100. Right? We broke through this one. We are still in the same range. We're going to maintain the last week range. Is 21,443, say 444 on the top side, and 20,613 on the downside. So we'll be remaining in the range. That's what it looks like to me. Okay, let's go. Okay. Now I will show you futures. Before I show you futures, let me show you the weekly seasonality. So this is the weekly seasonality. I post this every Sunday on my Twitter account. And you will see for 21st, for tomorrow, the history suggests that 39% of the time Dow is closed higher. In the case of S&P, 50% of the time, and in the case of NASDAQ, 47% of the time. Anything below 51% on any of these is considered to be in my observation suggests if the market is below 51%. So what it does, it gives you the probability of rising day. So if the rising day probability is below 51%, that's generally a bearish day. So the market closed negative, close to negative, or flat, or very little positive, right? So that's what it means. Same thing, S&P 50% probability. So I've taken it that there's the possibility of S&P 50% that it will close a little bit higher maybe, or maybe around the same level or flat. Same thing with NASDAQ, and the sentiment for the day will be mixed, right? And here is what you can follow us. We are actually on twtlearning.com, which is my website, and I suggest you guys to go and see the testimonials. TWT provides financial market education and research. Learn to identify high probability investing and trading setups. We are on Twitter. You can look for @twtlearning.com, or you can take this URL, https x.com TWT Learning. We are on YouTube, where you are watching this. So YouTube @twtlearning.com. Thank you very much. I appreciate, and I highly appreciate you follow me on these 3 social media. It literally encourages me to produce as beneficial, as more beneficial stuff for you guys. Thank you very much for support, those who are following me. And last is basically, let's look at the futures. What is the futures suggesting us? So now futures is the market which goes 23 hours a day. So it starts 5 p.m. So it started 6 p.m. Tuesday evening, which is considered as Wednesday's trading, and it will be working from all the way from 6 p.m. all the way until 5 p.m. Those are Eastern time, 5 p.m. Eastern time in the evening. Now futures are suggesting, this is the 4-hourly futures. Now futures are suggesting a flattening sort of a trading range. So I would say it's a trading range. So when it fails to break the top side, it comes down to the bottom end. And I personally think that slowly or gradually, MNQ future, which is NASDAQ 100 future, will grind towards 21,127. Right now, it's 21,376. So it's in a grinding phase. So that means that's why my idea of market being mixed is likely going to continue for a while, right? So we had a very impressive last week. So some grinding price action, consolidation before after consolidation before we decide to go higher or we decide to come down. So consolidation towards the continuation or consolidation towards reversal. So let's see what happens, right? Let's look at S&P futures. So this is the MES, which is micro E-mini S&P futures. Now this is a very, very clear direction here. We have broken this trend line. Right? Let me just click here. Let me go and let me extend right, remove this extend right. Let me adjust this trend line a bit. Right? We have clearly broken this trend line. That means basically what it looks like, and this is the daily time frame. It looks like that we are actually heading towards, at least we are now at 5942.50. We are heading towards 5840, 100 points down. So you can see that the market is live here. We are trading at 5942.25 at the moment, so 100 points down on it. And let me, by the same token, let me check 4 hourly. Okay, sorry, daily on futures. Okay, let me see 1 second. So in the case of NASDAQ, we have this trend line. So we are actually heading to test this trend line. So you see, came back, tested, we came close to it. So now a retest of this trend line before we decide to go higher or down, it's likely. Thank you very much for your support, guys. I will try to make it as short as possible. And please do like, subscribe, and follow us on all the 3 mediums. twtlearning.com. In twtlearning.com, when you go to the About Us, you will find my, on the homepage, you will find a lot of testimonials. Please go and read all of them. And I suggest that you go to About Us. At the bottom of About Us, I am also a contributing analyst with investing.com. So you'll find a link to investing.com, and you can find my articles, investing.com articles over there. And then you can follow us on Twitter and then follow us on YouTube. And thanks for those who are supporting me. I appreciate your support. Thank you, and have a great good night. And we'll connect tomorrow.